easy to capture a moment, to make sure that you never again miss a shot. The new HTC One makes those experiences even better. For example, with the ability now to switch between the front and back cameras simply by swiping on the screen. But as we looked at how people use their cameras and what they really want from photos, we saw an opportunity to shake things up. So the camera experience on the new HTC One gives you a true breakthrough, one that will redefine how you capture, relive, and share your memories. We started with an entirely new approach to camera technology. For years, people have been misled about what is important in a camera. The focus on megapixels is not relevant. What really matters for image quality is not pixel count, but pixel size, because bigger pixels take in more light. It's pure physics.
When we're looking at sort of new ideas and new user benefits, right, things we can do for people, we have to think about both the hardware and the software and the user experience and look at sort of what HTC has to bring to those solutions.
We wanted to approach it a little bit in a way that maybe an art house would.
Real passion came from thinking about the images I was taking and actually trying to turn that into products and into solutions.
Now that we've got these increasing levels of expectations and just performance, now we're starting to get more critical about things that we wouldn't even thought about it before.
I see the sort of infantile phase of the first digital cameras where you were playing with them. It was a curiosity and it was intriguing. Then they started to mature into, wow, these are now real cameras.
There's a certain balance between sort of what the optics can support and what a sensor size can be. And really what we're doing to try and balance that out and get the most of real image quality out of that.
The megapixel race, as we call it, the megapixel myth, I think that it just became a sales metric.
Now we're ready to talk about real image quality, not just megapixels for the sake of megapixels.
We've been aware of this problem, this dichotomy between the megapixel war and the quality of the camera. So I think for us it indeed became more of a question of when do we find the right moment, the right product to say we're going to do it now. The market is ready for it.
So, the era of the megapixel is over. For the new HTC One, we started with this basic truth about photography, and we developed our own custom technology called the ultra-pixel camera. These ultra-pixels gather 300% more light than traditional sensors. This means better action shots, burst mode of up to 8 shots per second, ghostless HDR, and even HDR video. And when it comes to low light, these ultra-pixels mean that the HTC One delivers a giant leap in what's possible. Behind me are actual photos taken with an HTC One and 2 of our main competitors in the market in the exact same low light conditions. You can see how much brighter, clearer, and richer the photos are on the HTC One. In contrast, the images from our competitors are dark and grainy. Our ultra-pixels absorb more light, and they beat the 8 or 13 megapixel sensors on conventional phones. So, this is a great set of technology, but why do we take photos in the first place? We take them because memories are fleeting, and photos help us relive and share those moments. Since the days of the darkroom, the concept of a photo hasn't really changed, though the technology and what we do with it has changed radically. So today, we're excited to introduce a brand new experience called HTC Zoe. It brings your photos to life. What is Zoe? At its core, it's simple. Zoe automatically captures high-res photos and a short HD video at the same time. You just press the shutter button like normal, and you capture not just an instant of time, but a window of time. Simply focus on the moment, and your HTC One does the rest. And after you've taken the shot, the real magic is that Zoe brings your gallery to life. No longer are you flicking through static photos, now you're looking at a living gallery. But what we really want our Zoes to do is to tell a story. So sure, you could browse through every Zoe or photo in your gallery, shot by shot, and make a slideshow or an album. Most of us will never do that. But what if your phone could do that for you, automatically and on the fly? So on the new HTC One, the gallery takes your Zoes, your photos, and your videos, and in real time creates highlight movies. To be clear, you do nothing. I took my daughter to the park the other day to play a little bit of soccer, and this is the highlight video that my HTC One created for me. Designed by professional editors, these highlight movies automatically set your footage to music and add effects, transitions, and crossfades. You can set the tone by choosing different themes, each with a unique editing style, soundtrack, and mood. To shuffle the content, you just have to hit remix. This is something that's really easy and fun, and it completely changes how you capture and relive these moments. And you can send your highlight videos to friends and family by sharing them through Facebook, YouTube, or by email. Now, this is a simple idea, but having used it over the past couple months, I can tell you that for me, the implications have been profound. Now I just use my camera, knowing that there's a story my phone will create for me. Another advantage of Zoe is that it gives you the most flexibility later. For example, you can combine a series of shots into a single image. You can take out unwanted people and objects. And you can scroll through the stills in a Zoe to make sure that you've captured that perfect shot. So that's how the new HTC One is reinventing photography. All new experiences powered by a breakthrough ultra-pixel camera, and HTC Zoe, an incredible live gallery, and awesome highlight videos. Now, the one thing we haven't talked about yet is the actual design of the phone. What does it feel like when you pick it up for the first time? When it comes to design, HTC has always been bold. We've followed 3 guiding principles: simple, crafted, and human. We realize that your smartphone is among the most personal items that you own, and the new one is truly the most beautiful phone ever made. When you pick it up, you'll realize that it has this super premium feel like no other phone you've ever held. So what makes it feel so great? The new HTC One has a true purity of design. There are no extraneous details, just pure, clean lines and surfaces. Traditionally, phones must have non-metallic areas to allow antenna signals through. But now we've leveraged our history of breakthroughs and manufacturing firsts to break down this last barrier to giving you a virtually all-metal phone. We integrated the antenna with the aluminum, enabling a revolutionary breakthrough in quality and finish. HTC uses a technique we call zero-gap construction, which lets us create composite structures that are absolutely seamless. The result is a phone that is solid, sleek, and timeless. Here's a quick behind-the-scenes look at our design process.
I think what we really want to do when we're designing a phone is create a 360 experience, like a holistic, beautiful experience. The dream was really the zero-gap construction, to come up with a part that has no part breaks, no moving parts, that is completely seamless and as a part has a lot of integrity.
There's a lot of challenges to develop a phone like this.
There has been a legacy at HTC of material innovation and coming up with new manufacturing methods.
We use an electrochemical etching process directly on this metal surface. And what this does is create a nanomatrix structure.
I think the beauty really happens where engineering and design comes together and they work seamlessly and close together, take risks, be bold, and really try to come up with something new and innovative.
We created the CNC process using a special ball cutter that we designed to create this natural curve that fits in the palm of your hand.
What we're trying to do is have nothing that distracts you. There's no part break, there's no gap. You don't even pick up where the parts come together.
And what we use is a special diamond cutter to create this chamfer across the surface.
I think what we're ultimately trying to do is create a very simple and beautiful experience for the user.
In one word, this really is a breakthrough phone.
The new HTC One feels ultra thin too, with the edges tapering to less than 4 millimeters, making it feel really amazing in your hand. And we've paid attention to the tiniest details, like the quality of the matte aluminum finish, the way the Gorilla Glass simply flows over the edges of the screen, the fit and finish of the buttons, right down to the micro-drilled speaker holes. The new HTC One is the definitive smartphone for 2013, one that defines a new approach for our industry based on how people are using their phones. A bold new experience with HTC Sense and Blink Feed that puts your content and passions front and center. Audio design to make your movies, videos, and calls sound so good you won't believe it comes from a phone. An ultra-pixel camera and HTC Zoe that redefine the very essence of photography, letting you relive and share those special moments. And an awesome design and build quality that feels like nothing else. With that, I'd like to turn things over to HTC America's President, Mike Woodward.
Good morning.
Good morning.
The new HTC One isn't just the latest and greatest Android phone. This is the best phone ever made. A bold new smartphone for a new era. So how can you get one? The new HTC One will launch in more than 80 countries with 185 mobile operators and retailers globally. This is our largest rollout ever. This is the most partners we've ever had for a launch. And the new HTC One will begin shipping in late March. Here in North America, we have tremendous support from our partners, including AT&T, Sprint, T-Mobile, and Best Buy in the US, and Rogers, Bell, and TELUS in Canada. Customers will be able to select from a stunning silver or a beautiful black. And they'll also be able to choose from a 32 or a 64 gig variant of internal memory. Customers who pre-register at htc.com this month can trade in their current phone for at least $100 towards the new HTC One. Now that you've heard about the innovative new HTC One with Blink Feed, Zoe, Boom Sound, Sense TV, and the first ever all-aluminum unibody design, it's your turn to experience the best phone ever made. The new HTC One.
Well, good morning. Good morning. I want to first thank you guys for being here with us today. We got standing room only. It's awesome. You know, HTC's been on an amazing ride the last few years, and many of you have been a part of this journey. You know that HTC has always been bold and has never shied away from taking risks. You've seen how HTC has always valued innovation. You know, last year alone, HTC launched multiple hero phones. Phones like the HTC One, the 8X, and the Droid DNA. And as you know, people are using their smartphones today more than ever. And more importantly, they're using them in new ways. Today, people are snacking on a steady stream of information, from their social feeds, to news, to video. And they're looking for creative and new ways to both relive and share their own personal stories. As a result, HTC saw a massive opportunity. An opportunity to introduce and bring some new excitement back to the smartphone. An opportunity to deliver an experience that takes your passions, your music, your videos, your photos, your entire smartphone world to another level. I'm not talking about just another set of incremental improvements. I'm talking about taking a bold step forward and delivering something that's truly new and fresh. That's why we're here today. That's why you're here today. And this is the phone that's going to deliver on that promise. And so without further ado, I'm proud to introduce you to the new HTC One. The new HTC One improves every part of the smartphone experience. From its stunning design and build quality that breaks new ground in the industry, sound quality that sounds so good you won't believe you're hearing it from a phone, and a revolutionary camera that'll change the way you think about your photos forever. You know, now one thing has always been fundamental to HTC, and that's to understand people's behavior and how they interact with technology. That's what motivates us to continually rethink the user experience in unique and bold new ways. And today I'm proud not only to introduce you to the new HTC One, but also to the new HTC Sense. You know, as you'd expect, the new Sense delivers improvements on camera and sound. We've also given the new Sense a complete visual redesign so that it's both clean and modern in its appearance. But what I want to talk to you about is something even more profound. I want to start with something that goes to the heart of how people are actually using their phones today. You see, no matter your age, we all rely on our smartphones, and we live off this constant flow of content. Last year alone, people generated over 1 trillion pieces of content globally. And we're constantly snacking on that information in 10, 20, and 30-second moments of time with the stuff that interests us. So as a result, your phone experience shouldn't be built on an antiquated desktop model. No, it should be built on a feed model. So today, HTC is introducing a new experience that we call Blink Feed. Instead of apps and widgets, Blink Feed will transform your home screen into a live feed of the information that's important to you and that's relevant to your life. It's a constantly updating stream of all your friends, social updates, news, interests, etc. And you get big, immersive images that are in a stunning, clean layout. HTC has partnered with over 1,400 content providers from around the world to give you the news, information, and entertainment that's relevant to you. And with that, Blink Feed delivers with the coolest and biggest brands around the world. I'm talking about brands like MTV, AP, Cool Hunting, and many more. You know, for me personally though, as someone who loves sports, I'm personally proud to announce a partnership with the global leader in sports, ESPN. You know, from cable TV to online to mobile, ESPN has always been at the cutting edge of how people stay on top of their favorite sport, their favorite team, and their favorite athlete. So ESPN was a natural fit to be a leading partner with HTC on Blink Feed. And to tell you more about ESPN's vision, I'm pleased to welcome the President of Global Customer Sales and Marketing, Ed Earhart from ESPN.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here, great to be with our partners at HTC. The global partnership that we've created together is one we're really looking forward to seeing take off. If you think about ESPN and you think about how we serve sports fans, we try to serve them wherever they watch, consume, listen, read, swipe, you name it, sports content. It's the way that we believe sports fans want their content anytime, anywhere. The relationship that we've developed with HTC speaks to that in so many ways. We want to be innovative, we want to continue to serve fans, and in essence, think about where fans are going next. And we think that this particular version of where they're going next is exactly in line with ESPN's strategy as we go forward. You know, in the world of media, which we live in, technology tends to be a disruptor. In sports and at ESPN, we see technology as an advancer. We see it as our friend. And we love the fact that sports fans use technology to make their experience better in sports. So think about just a couple of things when I think about HTC's Blink Feed. I think about that experience when a news headline is there and you've been able to get from ESPN right on your screen. It was last night and yesterday the story about Jerry Buss, or today when Baylor beat Connecticut women's basketball. You know, a big story in the world of sports right there in front of you. Video, all the things that you've got right on the Blink Feed screen. I think about the HTC Zoe. If I'm at a live game, and I hope some of you go to live games, I know that many of you do, think about that live experience that you can have with the Zoe application. Again, really terrific, great way for you to see games through the camera and create a more exciting experience. So for us, it takes the ESPN brand and makes it even more borderless. Big part of our strategy going forward, taking the brand continually around the world and putting it in front of sports fans wherever they are and in environments where they are passionate about their sport, their team. So we'd like to say thanks. We think it's a great beginning of a partnership with HTC, and we look forward to seeing the brand and ESPN and HTC work together in the future. So thanks, Jason. Thanks to all of you.
Well, thanks, Ed. Thanks, ESPN, and thank you all of our partners. You know, I can't wait for you to get your hands on Blink Feed and try out the latest HTC Sense. But right now, to give you a closer look at the HTC One, I'm pleased to introduce our HTC's design director, Jonah Becker.
Thanks, Jason. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's great to be here today to give you the first look at the new HTC One. Let's start with the entry point to the whole phone, Blink Feed. As you heard Jason say, Blink Feed reimagines the phone by turning your home screen into an integrated live feed. We designed it with that snacking mentality in mind. It's built to give you your content during those brief moments that we all have throughout the day. When you're in an elevator, waiting for a friend who's a couple minutes late, or in line to grab a coffee. When you first set up Blink Feed, you pick what social networks, topics, and news sources interest you. From that point on, it pulls in the latest news and updates with fresh content coming into your feed. When you select an item, you get a detailed view where you can see a high-res photo, read the entire article, and share it with friends. And you can just swipe left or right to get to the next item in your feed. You can easily add or remove topics or areas of interest right from the menu. So for instance, I can focus just on what's happening on Facebook, catch up on the design news, or check out the latest sports scores. By making Blink the entry point to all of your passions, the new HTC Sense reimagines the smartphone. But Blink Feed is just the start. Last year, we brought you Beats Audio and powerful built-in amplifiers to give you outstanding sound on your headphones. But today, we're doing so much more than just listening to music through our headphones. We're watching the latest viral videos, movies, and TV shows right on our phones. And when you're out with some friends and you want to share that cool new video or game, you really just want to gather them around and share it right then and there. But let's admit it, the speaker performance on smartphones is actually pretty awful. The result is always the same. The sound is tinny and distant, and everybody strains to hear what's actually going on. With the HTC One, we are pleased to introduce Boom Sound. It combines two front-facing speakers that deliver true stereo sound, and a powerful amplifier with Beats audio to deliver sound you will not believe comes from a phone. Wide front-facing stereo.
So clap your hands, clap your hands. Turned up, you don't hear me now. Here's a love for your stereo.
So why front-facing stereo speakers? First of all, people don't hear in mono. We hear in stereo. And second, it just makes sense. Sound is directional, and the screen that you're watching is on the front of the phone. It sounds way better when it hits you head on. As you can see, the new HTC One really increases the volume and gives you clearer sound than ever before. And to go along with this great sound quality, we've also designed a new music player that takes full advantage of the cloud. How many times have you wanted to know what an artist is singing? Now, when you're listening to a song, you can launch a visualizer that pulls down the lyrics and displays them in real time along with the music. But HTC One not only gives you great audio output, it changes the way you record and capture the sounds of life. You've probably tried recording a concert or a party thinking it's going to be awesome because your phone captures high-res video. But you quickly realize that the sound quality actually makes the video unwatchable. And noise cancellation will not help you in these situations because loud sounds overwhelm the small mic that's in your phone. So HTC One uses two microphones, each with dual membranes to give you HDR recording. The phone captures a broader spectrum of sound, then evaluates and integrates the signals to produce clear, undistorted, high-quality audio. You can even take the new HTC One to a concert and get great results. These dual mics will also make your calls sound great. Any good smartphone these days does noise cancellation. That's really nothing new. It makes sure that the person on the other end can hear you. Now, that's fine if you're listening to chamber music, but when you're at a club or a concert, noise cancellation isn't enough. So the new HTC One goes even further. Now, when you're making a call, your phone monitors the ambient noise around you and dynamically adjusts the in-call volume and frequency response. So when you're somewhere noisy, you can still hear the person on the other end. So we have front-facing speakers, the next-gen built-in amplifier, Beats audio, HDR recording, and dynamic in-call volume adjustments. HTC One combines all of these things to give you an unprecedented audio experience. So we've talked a bit about sound. Now let's talk about TV. If you're anything like me, when you're watching TV, you've got your phone right there with you by your side. So with the new HTC One, we integrated infrared right into the phone. So you can control your TV, your set-top box, and your receiver. It gives you controls like channels, volume, and power. And with the power of the cloud, you can find shows by interest, channel, or title, and jump right to a program on your TV just by selecting it on your HTC One. With Sense TV, we've made it easier to find the shows you love and to control your living room. All from the one piece of technology you always have by your side, your phone. This is a really cool experience, and I look forward to you guys trying it out in the demo area later. But now, I want to move on to talk about one of my favorite areas, the camera. Last year, HTC showed new possibilities for mobile photography. We were the first to give you new camera experiences like video pics, continuous shooting, and the best front-facing camera in the industry with ultra-wide-angle lens that captures more of you and your friends. Last year, our camera experience focused on making it fast